Hey everyone, happy Monday. Today is Monday, October 26th, 2020. This is Isaiah Real, and this is my Monday market commentary. I do my Monday market commentaries for my clients. I feel that these commentary is a good stepping stone in between our reviews, just to keep you up to date with what I'm thinking, thoughts I want to share with you. It's a nice little piece to add in between when we do our portfolio reviews. And so in today's Monday market commentary, I want to share with you three things. As retirees, as pre-retirees, I feel there's three items right now that are affecting what's happening with the stock market, and I believe it's going to have an impact right now and moving forward, probably for the rest of the year. And so in today's commentary, I want to share with you a few thoughts on the upcoming election. The second thing I want to cover with you briefly is stimulus. We need more stimulus right now for the families out there, for the small business owners. They need this stimulus badly. And so we're going to address that and what that means for the stock market. And the third piece I want to share with you is equities, meaning the stock market. What direction is it taking? What does it look like it's going to be doing for now moving forward? Of course, no one knows, but I just want to share with you a few thoughts and more so strategy in regards to that. So let's start with the first part here. Let's talk about the upcoming election. For those of you I have had portfolio reviews with, we've had this conversation. For those of you that we have not, here's what I want to share with you, and then I'm going to add in some more that none of you have heard before. So the election's 8 days away. Crazy to say, 8 days. Nonetheless, it is providing some volatility for the stock market. It's providing some uncertainty. So let's talk about that a little bit. According to Real Clear Politics, Joe Biden has about a 9 percentage point lead over President Trump. Of course, and I want to share this with everyone, and if you've done my portfolio review with me, you've heard me say this, but take these with a grain of salt. Take all the polls with a grain of salt. No one knows with 100% certainty what's going to happen. The same thing happened 4 years ago. It looked like Hillary Clinton was leading, and then, of course, we know who the president is now. And so all the polls are saying that Biden's winning, right now. But, of course, let's wait and see. And I think because of that, that's leading us to some of the volatility right now in the stock market. So, when we see the ups and downs of the markets right now, I do believe the reason for that is because the uncertainty leading up to, hey, who is really the clear front runner for the upcoming presidential election. Now, with that being said, I've had this question asked by many people because we already know what 4 years of a President Trump stock market and economy looks like. Of course, COVID was a whole different ballgame, but we know what to expect now with President Trump. But what if Joe Biden were to become president? What would happen there? Questions I've been asked from clients is taxes, different types of infrastructure. What's going to happen? Here's what I pose to you. Instead of asking about taxes and infrastructure and all that kind of stuff, to even get those action items done, the Democrats need to take both the House and the Senate. So for you, my clients, I say pay attention to this. Let's just say Joe Biden wins because right now he's the favorite in these polls. He may get some of his action items taken care of, but he will not get the major ones done if he does not have both the House and the Senate become Democrats. And so pay attention to that. As election night comes, and as the next week comes by, pay attention to see who gets the House, who gets the Senate, and who becomes president, because that's going to have a major impact on what happens moving forward. Right now, in the betting markets, it looks like a 63% chance of the Democrats taking control of the Senate and a 53% chance of a blue wave is what they're calling it, which is Democrats getting the presidency, the House, and the Senate. So let's pay attention to that moving forward. Now let's talk about the stimulus. That has a major impact. That's had a major impact all of 2020, but it's become clear that we need more of it. The contraction was so severe for the coronavirus that again, countless families, countless small businesses and small business owners need help. And in order to get that help, we need some stimulus. Here's the caveat. Right now, both parties can't agree on how much to give in stimulus. And because of that, this may be prolonged. A lot of the professionals now are signaling that there may be a delay in further stimulus until 2021. I'll tell you this right now. These families and these small businesses, they cannot afford to wait until next year to get this stimulus. And because of that, that may also create some uncertainty out there, which means more volatility for the stock market and perhaps for portfolios. So we need to pay attention to that moving forward. Can they agree to a stimulus now or soon enough so that we can help this economy instead of having more people, suffer because of what's happening right now. So pay attention to the stimulus. As a follow-up to that, I've had the question asked too as well. Hey, Isaiah, so much money is being put into the stimulus. What does that mean for us? What does that mean for society? Let me provide a little bit of perspective on that for you. This past bill they just passed, this $2.2 trillion CARES Act in the beginning of 2020, was $2.2 trillion and was about 10% of the total U.S. GDP. To put that in perspective, the stimulus package, the relief bill that the government put out during the Great Financial Crisis, the TARP, Troubled Asset Relief Program, that was $900 billion. But think about that. This is double that one from 2008 and then some. So there's a lot of money going to this stimulus bill, which is needed. But here's the other thing. That's going to lead to inflation most likely. We're probably going to see some type of inflation increase at some point next year just because there's so much money out there in the system. It's going to have to lead to inflation. So I wanted to share that with you. That's the second piece. And finally, the third piece, equities. What direction are we going to take here? Obviously, we talked about the presidency. That's creating some uncertainty out there and volatility. We talked about the stimulus. That may lead to further volatility down the road. But right now, what's going to happen with equities? And right now, I think equities are waiting to see what happens with the presidency. But also, too, I think COVID has a lot to do with what's happening right now. As of this moment, and I'm going to share this with you, when you look at the email that I send to you, I'm going to send you a COVID tracker. There's all kinds of things happening right now with COVID-19. Cases are rising again. Hospitalizations are on the rise again. Positive tests are on the rise again. Yes, there's more vaccines in the pipeline, but there is not one vaccine as of yet that can be mass produced and sent out to you, me, and everyone else. And so because of that, again, provides some uncertainty because we don't have a true effective cure and treatment yet for the coronavirus. And so until we have that, we're going to have some volatility out there. The thing is positive that, yes, we're moving forward to some type of vaccine, but the matter of the fact is we just don't have one quite yet. And so right now, equities, direction-wise, it's been sideways and now it's been going down a little bit here as of late just because there's a little bit of short-term uncertainty. We don't know who the president's going to be. Most likely we'll know that next week or in the next couple of weeks in case they have to take longer to vote or in case they have to take longer to count the ballots. We'll have some certainty soon enough. No one knows when, but hopefully we can get some type of treatment or vaccine here within the next, hopefully 6 to 12 months. And then off to us with the stimulus, they will get that done. The government absolutely will have to get that done. It's just a matter of when. And so I want to share those 3 action items with you and just to pay attention to now moving forward for the rest of the year as my clients. Again, I just want to keep you updated. I want to keep you educated as to, things I'm thinking about and things for yourself to pay attention to if you so choose. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, please feel free to give me a call. I'm always here for you as a resource. I look forward to talking to you soon. Next week, right before the election, the day before, I'm going to come out with a little bit more commentary on the actual election coming up. So we'll talk about that next week. But hey, in the meantime, please stay safe out there. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye. This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute a complete description of our investment services or performance. This podcast is in no way a solicitation or offer to sell securities or investment advisory services except where applicable in states where we are registered or where an exemption or exclusion from such registration exists. Information throughout this podcast, whether stock quotes, charts, articles, or any other statements or statements regarding markets or financial information, is obtained from sources which we and our suppliers believe reliable, but we do not warrant or guarantee the timeliness or accuracy of this information. Nothing on this podcast should be interpreted or to state or imply that past results are an indication of future performance. Neither we nor information providers shall be liable for any errors or inaccuracies regardless of cause or the lack of timeliness of or for any delay or interruption in the transmission thereof to the user. There are no warranties expressed or implied as to the accuracy, completeness, or results obtained from any information posted on this or any linked website or podcast.